There's your answer.
No, what's the answer?
James Blunt.
No, you said Jams Blunt, mate.
James Blunt.
It doesn't work.
So who's the winner?
It doesn't work. It's not a cryptic clue. It doesn't work.
Steve, who got on right?
You're such an idiot.
I don't know what to say to this guy. I mean, as soon as Christmas is over, pop in somewhere, get yourself checked out. Steve, I don't know how you pronounce his surname, Steve Toes or Steve Toze. He says, admittedly, this is the worst quiz ever.
It is the worst quiz ever.
He's still got the answers.
Nice one.
And he also says, say hello to my Mrs. Amy, who's up the duff for Christmas. Lovely, a wonderful poetic image.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Appropriate as well, baby Jesus born this year, born this year in something or other.
Don't be going into that.
Why?
Well, it's, BBC and everything. You've got there's a lot of people out there, different religions and that. It's not talking about little baby Jesus and that.
Why not?
But you can talk about Jesus.
Just leave it.
Well, we've just been saying Christmas all the time. What are you talking about? What have you been reading?
I'm just saying.
This is like last year when I was at the Christmas dinner table with my parents, and my sister is religious, I'm not, and we were arguing about Jesus and the meaning of Jesus, and my mum said, will you stop arguing about Jesus? It's not the time. I was thinking, well, this has got to be the time. I mean, there's no other time than his birthday.
No, I agree with you.
1 and 2. I think the time to talk about Jesus is Christmas and Easter. That's pretty much the big two.
No, it's popular at this time of the year, but I'm just saying it's best. There's other people out there. Do you know what I mean? We're going out to...
But we're talking to everyone. It's just we just happen to be here at the Festival of Christmas.
Right, yeah. Well, happy Christmas to everyone now.
Play a record.
Seth Lakeman and Fight for Favour, one of my favourite songs of the year. Isn't that beautiful?
It's very nice, yeah, I've not heard it before.
On Radio 2.
Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington, Christmas Eve. You know that already, I don't know why I'm
We're giving gifts. We're giving the gift of song.
Yeah.
And chat.
The gift of chat, the gift of Rockbusters, the gift of gobbledygook.
The gift of Carl to the nation. You cannot buy that. You can't bottle it. I'd like to see him bottled.
That'd be ideal.
Like a little frog.
Pickled in a jar.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He will be one day. He will be in Ripley's.
Yes.
One day.
Yeah.
And they say he used to walk round amongst us.
Exactly.
It's quite normal. But let's not forget why we give gifts.
Well, yeah, just to cheer people up and that.
Yeah. No, it's because the wise men gave gifts to the baby Jesus.
Yeah.
So, that's why.
What would you have got the baby Jesus? I'd have probably got him tokens. And let him decide, because he's very, you know what I mean, you don't want to get anything, and then he doesn't like it, he wants to take it back.
Well, I'll tell you, in a recent poll Waterstones did, the favourite gift for children was Flanimals. Still available.
That's so outrageous. That's so disgraceful. It's Christmas Eve. I don't make any money from Flanimals.
Yeah.
I like the fact that one of the wise men turned up with gold, and the other two, frankincense and myrrh, which, as I understand it, is it's like incense or something, incense or perfume.
I don't know.
I believe that's what it is. But I just love the idea that one of them, they've all got together, they've gone, okay, now guys, we're not going to spend more than 50 quid each this year. Alright? Definitely not. So what have we all got? Before we go in and see him, what have you all got?
I spent a bit more than 50.
What are you talking about, man? We just said we weren't spending...
I don't know.
We were just going to whip just got him cheap, like a token.
No, I got him some gold.
Can't believe it, what?
Well, I'm trying to make an impression as the son of God.
I didn't know, but we only got I got frankincense.
And what did the other fella get?
He got myrrh, and I don't even know what that is, and I'm a wise man. Surely one of them must have been furious.
Is myrrh still popular? Gold still very popular.
I hope so, because this is my grand's getting this year.
Really?
Yeah, lovely.
Right, that's why we give gifts.
Do you know how he got them gifts? Right?
Yeah.
Little baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Were they for Christmas or his birthday?
I don't know.
Radio 2 indeed. Out there you heard the Pogues, Fairy Tale of New York. One of the best Christmas songs ever. I think the best Christmas song ever, and one of the best songs ever.
Absolutely. No, there's no question.
It's brilliant. Do you like that, Carl?
It's alright, yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Enjoying yourself, Carl?
What, being here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's alright. I mean, we're getting looked after and that. I can't believe, the amount of food and that we've got here. It's mental.
Yeah, mince pies, fruit, it's all going on.
Just like a little harvest festival going on.
Yeah.
Where you take the pineapple chunks for an old lady.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going alright. I mean, I've been sort of listening to Radio 2, the last few weeks, enjoying it and that, and sort of, making sure we get the show right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want it to fit into everybody else's shows and that.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah,
fits into everyone else's show.
I've
This
been
is-
thinking.
Oh yeah, this is great. This show, this is
Right.
perfect.
Listen again, of course, on bbc.co.uk/radio 2.
But something that Wogan does, right, on breakfast, Terry Wogan,
Yeah.
right, he does this little thing called Thought of the Day,
Yeah.
and I thought we could carry it on. Have like a little,
What, you're going to do it?
just have a little thought.
Well, if you ever have a little thought, please tell us, and we'll put it up on the website. You want to do thought for the day.
Yeah. It's a big feature, isn't it? He does it in
Have you
big-
got one? Have you got a thought for the day you got to do, or are you just going to when I put
Well,
Okay, well, no, alright, well, let's have
This
a
is
little
gonna be
jingle.
good.
Have a little jingle.
Okay, I don't know what the jingle is. I don't.
but just make something
okay.
up.
Listen to Radio 2, the Ricky Gervais Show, with Thought for the Day with Carl Pilkington.
right. Well, thanks for having me. Right.
Brilliant.
Just like to say, you know, it's Christmas time. Just, you know, cheer someone up, have a laugh with them, make the day and that. So, happy Christmas.
That's it. That's
Well,
your
just,
thought for the day.
you don't need to mess about. You know what I mean? Just if you can do that today, yeah, I'll add that. If you can do that today, cheer someone up.
I mean, this is quite sweet. Carl is quite sweet. You know,
Yeah.
I think I give him, I don't know, not child rights, because children are a lot more intelligent than Carl. I don't know, sort of, I suppose animal rights? No, no. Because they're
No,
sort
but
of-
it's
Well, you see, the thing is, Wogan normally has on a priest or a rabbi or a thinker, not normally the modern equivalent of, you know, Frankenstein's monster.
yeah,
so,
no, but I've been busy. I haven't got time to. They sort of drag it out. They have like a fable or something, don't they? Cut out all that, right? Because you know they've got a lot of time on their hands when they're
Vickers.
yeah, just you know when they're in their
Well,
house.
not Christmas. It's their busy time as well, I'd have thought. Christmas, Vickers. Do you think they only work Sundays?
Well, yeah, again, you know, I'm always a bit worried because I don't want to have a go and that. But you know, they do all right for themselves. They get given that house to live in and that.
no,
You know.
well, it's the house of God. They don't actually get to keep
No, it's not a house of God. They live next door to the house of God.
Right.
That's the house of the vicar. They usually live joined
The
up.
house of Barrett.
Yeah, the house of Fraser. You know, the vicar lives in a little vicar's house, little vicarage, and that's usually joined on to the house of God. You don't get those addresses mixed up. He doesn't get all God's mail and he's going, ooh, for you again.
Well, I mean, you've heard now the way that Carl's mind thinks. You've heard over the last hour and 25 minutes. We've got these Coldplay collectibles and stuff to give away. If you have a question for Carl, okay, you've seen the way he thinks.
Brilliant.
A question that you want to ask him, you want to get his opinion on something. You might want to get his opinion on the supernatural, on you know,
Civil rights.
anything you want. Just get his mind working, because he loves to learn, he loves to be educated, he loves to ask questions. You can text them in 882921. You can email them in gervais@bbc.co.uk.
This is an example of how Carl thinks. Once, me and Steve were talking to Carl, and we told him that they're going to be able to bring back a mammoth soon, bring a mammoth to life. He went, you're joking. And we thought, well, that's interesting. And then we realised, I said, what do you think we said? He thought we said man moth,
A man moth.
right? And we said, what were you thinking when you thought it was a man moth? He said, I thought of a little moth with a fella's head bumping into a lamp.
Stevie Wonder on Radio 2. I wish. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington.
You wish you were Stevie Wonder.
I'd love to be Stevie Wonder.
He's great, isn't he? Well, Carl has started offending everyone, as we
Brilliant.
thought. But we've got to explain, Carl does, I mean, he honestly means no harm. He does these things that...
What bit?
What?
What for said?
Well, this is from Reverend Gwyn Owen from Stockwood,
Yeah.
the vicar, okay? When I'm tired of being a vicar and working one day a week, maybe I'll become a DJ and do bugger all week.
And that's a vicar swearing.
You made a vicar swear! That's how infuriated
Well, hang on a
you
minute.
are!
Why does he listen to the radio if he's busy?
He's done you, Reverend.
Oh dear!
No,
Anyway,
if you have a
thank
question for Carl, we're going to give away these Coldplay collectibles. If you have a question that you think will really pique his interest, really make his mind work, then you can get in touch with us, and the best question will win those Coldplay collectibles and a few other odds and ends we got knocking around.
gifts.
Yeah. But did I ever tell you about the gift? I think my father's favourite gift he received one Christmas. It was and I was so jealous of it because I was a kid and I thought this is
old were you?
amazing. Probably about 10.
Right.
And I thought this was dynamite. I was so jealous. It was a reversible jacket.
What happened to them?
Well, I know. I mean, they were all the rage for about 25 minutes, and it was. But what makes you want, say, checks on one side and just say plain blue on the other. So it completely looks like a completely different jacket.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, obviously a little bit cheaper. Mum not splashing out a huge amount. It was it had a beige body and white arms.
Yeah.
Turned it inside out, beige arms, white body. It looked almost identical. And I could never quite understand when he was ever going to utilise that. When people would think, do you know what I mean? When he'd walk to a party, they'd say.
Well, I think it was having two jackets in one that was the buzz, not so he'd go into a party, and I go, all right, Ron, new jacket. He goes, yeah. Notice before I go to the toilet that this is a beige body with white arms. Yeah, all right, whatever. No. But when I come down, notice that when I came in, I was wearing a jacket that had a beige body and white arms. You got that? Yeah, all right, yeah. He comes down, I go, remember that jacket I came in wearing? Yeah, the beige body, have another look. Have another look. That's
Wait a minute, that must be a completely different
It is a
jacket.
completely different
You must be
jacket.
one of the richest men in Bristol.
But hold on, but you weren't carrying anything, you didn't have a bag or anything. No. Well, okay, if you want to say it's a reversible jacket, alright? It's the best.
But the only idea of a reversible jacket must be so that people think that you've got two jackets. That's the whole point, surely.
I know.
I don't understand what's the appeal otherwise.
One black, one white, one furry,
makes
one...
sense.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so reversible, that's why they died out.
Yeah, clearly.
Like the
not very
dinosaur.
much.
Like the dinosaur car, we didn't need them.
Didn't need them. Still be here if we needed them. We're bringing back a mammoth, though, aren't they? So,
Yeah, they are bringing back
it's a different thing. But listen, we're chatting about presents and all that, and before my little thought of the day about
It was a little thought.
just cheer someone up if you can.
Brilliant.
Right?
I mean, it's a nice sentiment, but it's... Yeah, okay, go on.
Well, there's an old woman, right, who lives next door. Who lives next door to your mum and dad, right? And this is what I mean about the old people. They might not have that many people cheering them up this time of year. So if you can, get them a little gift and that. Because what happened was this old woman living next door to my mum and dad.
How old are you?
This was only about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Right? And I think her son's left home, doesn't keep in touch. Doesn't even phone her. I don't think, and that, right? Quite sad. And I thought I'll give her a bit of my time, have a chat with her, try and cheer her up and stuff. And I said, alright, how's it going? She said, yeah, not bad, I need a new dishwasher. Right? I was going, yeah, and she was saying, but I don't get a chance to get out these days, I can't get about like I did. And all that, and I'm going, yeah, it's bad that. Anyway, I go to like one of those big superstores where they sell all electrical stuff and that, right? I'm in there, I think, I'll get her a little catalogue so she can have a look, right? Got back, gave her that, I said, there you go, whilst I was in the superstore, got you a little catalogue so you can have a look at dishwashers and that. She's over the moon, she still goes on about it. It was years ago.
What, that you got her a
I got
catalogue?
her a catalogue, she
I
was
thought you
saying
said you were going to buy her a dishwasher.
No, just a catalogue and that.
Oh, but your life is sort of like just bittersweet tragedy.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like something from Shameless.
I know, but it is though, because you've got in the street and there's people knocking around with big heads and webbed hands and webbed feet. That must have.
Well, she's pretty weird. Anyway, this old woman, because she was.
And that's
telling me,
coming from you.
No. Well, after I got her the catalogue and that, she opened up a bit and she was saying how, she's a bit odd anyway, because she woke up one morning with blood sort of falling on her head from a dead rabbit hanging over her. So I mean, she's a nice.
What are you talking about?
No, that's what she went on to. She sort of opened up a bit and said,
What street? What street were you born in? Where is this place?
Is it Elm Street that you live on?
She just said her man was a witch or something, so it was like.
Oh, like normal. They said that like it's normal.
It's just a bit odd, isn't it? But I mean, but talking about like where I live and all that, right? One story that I've told you before, and everyone's always like, that didn't happen, right? Just a couple of houses sort of down from where I lived, there was this family who had a horse in their house.
They what?
They had like a horse in their house. I'd been out with my dad, right? And I drove back into the. My dad was driving. He went back into the avenue. Sort of went down to the bottom to turn round to get back to our house.
Just via the OK Corral.
Just sort of did a little glance, and I saw this horse being led in. Had a horse in there and stuff.
Well, have you been back to visit your street?
Don't really. There's no.
Why did they have a horse in the house? I don't
I
understand.
don't know. I think they must have nicked it or something like that. It was a council estate in Manchester, and I've told that story.
They've just been doing a bit of
Oh,
wrestling.
yeah, they made the horse go in with a hoodie, and they said, "Don't cause suspicion.
Yeah.
Just like we just pretend it's our long lost brother."
Just pretend we're rehearsing a panto.
Yeah, it's two blokes. It's just two blokes in this horse. Well, that's amazing. The little old lady who gave her a catalogue. That's very sweet. You see that? And it's just a little thought. That's your thought for the day, isn't it?
That's what
just
I'm saying.
cheer someone up. So nip down to Argos. There's free ones stacked up. Go and hand them out to the elderly. They love it.
The Jayhawks on Radio 2, Bad Time, is it? I think it's called Bad Time. Sorry, we're so distracted by all the questions that come in.
These are great. Thank you so much for emailing and texting. They're brilliant. Here's one from Reverend Rachel Harrison. I'm also a vicar, and I'm making mince pies. We know our demographic now. We got a load of vicars listening.
Yeah, well, you know, they're good at spreading the word and that, aren't they? You know, tell people about the show and stuff.
And also mincemeat, clearly.
So, yeah, all vicars listening, spread the word. Tell them about Carl.
And have a great time tomorrow. It's your special day.
Although does Carl go against creationism or for it? I don't know.
What do you mean?
Would he have evolved or did something make it?
Well, I'll say to it, would God have bothered to... Is that in God's image? I mean, that's surely the most blasphemous thing you could say.
God made him in his image.
He's made in the image of God.
Is he the one who sort of decided...
Who? God?
Talking about God or Bod?
God and that.
Okay.
Is he the one who decided that, you know, we should move out of the water and walk on land? Did he decide that, or once he made the little egg, did he sort of go run free? I
don't know where we are. I don't know what part of the...
Can I just say, if there are any vicars out there, could Carl come and do a sermon one day? I mean, we do a big donation to your roof, but can Carl just talk to 5 minutes to a really sort of like an upper middle class educated parish somewhere, and Carl just comes and talks for 10 minutes.
The only time that a congregation anywhere has heckled the person doing it. Get off!
Yeah, then they're chasing to the castle carrying pickaxe handles.
So we've got some questions for thinking time.
Okay. What would happen if insects were bigger than us?
Who's that from?
Vicky of Milton Keynes, maybe. I don't know, it ran out, so I don't think there is a place called Milto. It's from Vicky. Carl, what would happen if insects were bigger than us? She's going into the possible winner file there.
Would David Attenborough still like his job? Do you know what I mean? Would he start worrying? Because I've got that point, just because, you know, insects and that, he's always messing about with them, but would he be that keen to like 8 foot? Is what I mean.
If they look like me. Sure.
Brilliant. Okay. Look, this is a nice one. This is from Jason. Can Carl do something to prove you are on live and not recorded? I'm sure that will tax his little bald head to bursting point.
What's his name?
Jason.
How can you prove that we're live on air?
Come on, how could you prove that we're live on air?
Happy Christmas Eve, Jason.
No, we could have recorded this a week ago.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be Christmas Eve.
No, but...
Happy Christmas Eve, isn't it?
No, but we'd have recorded
Carl,
it and
think!
Alright, it's nearly 11:45.
Yeah, but we could have started with the clock knowing that we were going to record it as live. We could have done this last Wednesday.
Alright, it's Radio 2, it's a nice day out there, sun's out.
That's a guess. And do you think... Oh, it is sunny. Yeah, it is sunny, yeah.
Generally,
but hold on, wait a minute. We're in London. Someone listening in Manchester, it might be raining.
It probably is raining.
Look, he can't work out how to make sure it's live. Look at him looking up in the sky. Look at him. His head is going to burst. There's a little bit of blood coming from his ear. How can we prove we're live?
My mum's budgie died last night. Don't laugh about it. Don't
It's
laugh.
only your mum that can confirm that.
No one knows whether your budgie died or not. Was he pictured holding a copy of today's paper? What are you talking about, Carl?
I can't prove anything then.
You're so right.
Next question.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh God, Carl. Where would you go if you had a time machine? That's Bob from Manchester.
Where would I go? I can go to any time.
Yeah.
And now once I get there.
Oh,
yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, what am I doing? Am I staying in the little box and just looking out of a window? Or am I...
Let's assume you can wander
Okay, we
around
do
the internet.
both. First of all, you're wandering around.
I'm just one... And I've typed in the year.
Oh,
And to be honest, I'm not that good at history, so I don't know what happened when. So I'd be better off just sort of letting someone else have a go and asking them when they get back, just saying...
Carl, Carl, where would you go? What do you fancy? Just think.
Would you like to see dinosaurs?
Would you like to see the Roman Empire? Would you like to see the 1960s? Would you like to go back and see your nan as a kid?
Shouldn't really mess with time though, should you?
No, you're not.
It's not actually going to happen. No one's actually invented one yet.
What period of history are you interested in?
Probably. I mean, I sort of like the 60s, but we still sort of, we don't really.
Next question. Unbelievable. Everyone's got an answer to that. Everyone wants to know where they can go back in time.
Where
except
would you go back in time to?
I'd go back to religious times. I'd go back to the birth of Jesus. See what was going on.
Really?
Yeah. See how the Franks and